Luton Community Ballet is a group of dancers, amateur dancers, who love their craft. They may not have been born to be dancers for the Royal Ballet, but they have the same passion and the same vigor to rehearse and to practice. The Luton Community Ballet had a studio. We rehearsed routines together. We rehearsed new combinations. The Luton Community Ballet rehearsed new routines regularly and learned a new skill with every rehearsal. We learned new steps. They learn to become dancers, they learn to become actors, they learn to become a unity of people who enjoy the same things. The Luton Community Ballet performed in front of an audience with pride of what they've achieved, showing off their skill, their dancing, their acting, their passion for this beautiful art form. The dancers of the Luton Community Ballet have become friends and a tight-knit unit of people who enjoy the time together and dance together, learn new things together. It's a beautiful thing to be part of a group that is so dedicated to what they do. At the end of 2019, the decision was made that our next performance was going to be Cinderella. We decided who was going to dance which role and started planning the rehearsal schedule. It was going to be the biggest project yet. Little did we know how big a project that was going to be when the coronavirus hit. The age of Zoom was born. We started ballet class on Zoom and had to learn a new way of using our space at home as a dance studio. Use your breath. Stand tall and bring your shoulders back. first position. Breathe. Arms come down. Arms into first. Right leg into second. We got accustomed to moving our furniture out of the way and learning our skill and perfecting our moves in the comfort of our own home, which came with its own challenges, of course. Tendu into fifth. Arms up, both arms up. Keep the shoulders relaxed, nice and long body. Tendu. So Prince and Cinderella are not on stage yet. I don't know if I want sisters and stepsisters here yet, but they are going to be on stage. What they're going to do, we'll figure out later. I started choreographing for the Cinderella performance at home and communicating all of the things I wanted to happen in each song and in each scene via videos to the dancers of the Luton Community Ballet. Whilst we were still figuring out how we were going to be rehearsing this without a studio, or without actually being allowed to be together. Okay, let's try that again and then we'll call it a day for today. When the pandemic hit, we lost our rehearsal space and roles were set. Everybody was invested in the idea of who they were going to be and happy with that decision. No studio was open any longer. Rehearsing was impossible. A studio is incredibly important. You have a mirror, you have ballet bars, you have space, you have the right floor. It's a must for a ballet group to have this space. Luckily, the lockdown happened in the summer. Rehearsals took place in the outdoors, in the local park, in the sunshine. We lost some of the cast members on the way. It got probably too much of a commitment for them. I mean, understandably so. In a lockdown, everything got a little bit tougher in terms of how to do life and where you were able to go and what you were able to do. But throughout the summer, the lockdown rules eased and we were able to meet with up to 6 people in the park and do our exercise outside or our activities outside. And by now it meant we were never going to be more than 6 people in the first place. So all of our rehearsals that were outside, even if all of us had turned up at the same time, we would have never gone against the rules. As the nights became darker and we could no longer meet in the evenings in the park, we had to think of other things. We had to keep the momentum going, and I added a gym floor into my garage and we built some ballet bars out of PVC pipes. The lockdown rules were also eased more and more and we were allowed to do more and more things. I added lights to that floor in the garage and we used it as a rehearsal space. With less people now in the cast, as we had lost the ladies of the ball, and I needed now to re-choreograph those parts, so the sisters became more important. then we also lost the fairy godmother. And there was no way we could do a Cinderella performance without a fairy godmother. And I stepped in. I said, for the time being, I will be the fairy godmother. We don't know how long this is going on for. This might be going on for quite some time, and maybe we will come back into a studio with enough time to rehearse and train somebody else in the fairy godmother. But if not, I'm happy to be the fairy godmother. It's not what a director does. A director doesn't direct a ballet performance and then is in it at the same time. The joy of being a director is to sit down on performance day and watch it all unfold. I think we all grew quite fond of our roles, even myself as the fairy godmother, and we dared to dream what we would look like in our costumes and with our makeup. Everyone was starting to look into their costumes, pointless as that may seem, since we don't even have a rehearsal space or aren't even allowed to touch one another in order to rehearse properly. Just the story of Cinderella is magical. This entire disaster of a lockdown turned into a magical Cinderella story, not just on stage, but way beyond that.
My fairy godmother. It's beautiful. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep.
She's a princess.
The pandemic went on for much longer than anybody had anticipated. There were new lockdown rules coming, and we went in and out of lockdown. And over the winter time, rehearsals and class were back just on Zoom again.
Someone was clearing a house, and sitting by the side of the road was this wonderful item here.
Ta-da!
A stool, phone stool, I don't even know what to call it.
What are we using it for?
I do believe we're going to be using it for the trying on of Cinderella's slipper in the Ugly Sister's house.
And how much did you buy that for?
And it was free. It was literally sitting at the side of the road, and we waited for the guy to come out, and he said I could just take it. So it
Brilliant.
costs us nothing and looks great.
We started prepping for being indoors in a studio again, although we didn't know when that may be.
Oh wow!
Someone's literally throwing it away.
Oh my gosh!
So you have something to sit on when you try and shoot.
Yeah,
That's good, isn't it?
I know, it's very good.
Hello, I was wondering who was booking the drive. I was thinking, who's that? What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to like paddleboarding.
In this weather especially. Thanks. Oh, and it's dressed as Cinderella. Look at this.
If you like, yes. It's not exactly a Christmas present, so
Oh, but it feels like it.
it's how I wrap all my Christmas presents.
Oh my goodness. That's so cute. Oh wow.
I made a stand-up foldable mirror that we could move into our future studio space, just in case it wouldn't be a dance studio, so that we would actually have a mirror to rehearse and do ballet class with. The pandemic meant me as a director, I lost most of my income, and there was absolutely no way I could hire an actual studio with the income I was making at that point, or the income I would be making with the people that dance in the Luton Community Ballet. We would have to start from scratch again. I also concentrated on things like finding out where we could have a space to do class and rehearsals in for free. We didn't want to come out of the pandemic being able to dance indoors and not having a place to do so. I applied for funding and we didn't get it. I applied for more funding at different places. We got a little bit of funding, which wasn't enough for us to get studio hire, but we thought it may come in very handy for hiring a theatre once we are hopefully someday allowed to perform.
Dear Project Lead, I would like to inform you that your project was not successful in acquiring this round of funding. I know.
Only one-to-ones in the park were allowed at the time, but it was cold outside, so that didn't happen all that often. But what we did do outdoors was quality work. However, it was only ever on an individual basis. Again, the rest of the cast members were just missing.
Jump, it's all preparation. Use that preparation to get your arm right. Roll kick. Here. You kind of make a cross, but other than that, yeah. Okay, we're going to stop with the balance then. Yes! Arabes! Spin! Arms! Turn! Again! Arms! Spin! Arabes! Spin! Arm! Here!
Why do I like ballet? Because it's hard work. Keeps you fit, I guess. Keeps you learn balance and so forth. Dance is always good. Can't go wrong with dance. Keeps your brain active. Yeah, and I like to do a show every now and then, show people what I've learnt.
Might take a while.
Could take a while at the minute, yes.
But, hence we're here in the golden hour in the park doing that.
I do like learning, I do like practicing stuff and getting better at things. And why not ballet?
Why not ballet indeed? It's quite obvious that you're the prince because, you know, you're the male in this entire ensemble. That's right. What are your thoughts on your Luton Community Ballet co-dancers?
No, only joking. No, they're awesome. They're awesome. Love them. As dancers or as people?
Oh, both. Oh, whatever you think about them. You know, why you keep coming back, so it must be a good thing. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I like them. They're very fun. Not afraid to, I would say, unless they have a laugh. show themselves. Obviously that happens in dance anyway, that you kind of put yourself on the line in front of other people.
We've done a really good session today, I think, because we're getting to obviously do the finer details of things. It's always good to learn your routine, and every dancer in the Luton Community Ballet is responsible to learn their own routines in their own time, because otherwise we'd be doing this every day for 2 hours at least, and we just don't have that kind of time.
Luckily, lockdown started to ease when the weather got drier, and we met again all together in the park a year after the first lockdown was announced. I don't know what was better, finally dancing together, or just generally being together with a bunch of people. As much as we have seen each other online or on individual basis, it was not the same on Zoom. But it also showed us that there was a lot of work that needed to be done. We also noticed, though, that dancing from the comfort of our own home came with its advantages. You concentrate more on yourself and on your own technique because you haven't got your peers around you. You don't feel the pressure of comparing yourself the entire time to the other dancers. As a teacher, I saw massive improvements across the board from all of the dancers that were part of the classes throughout the lockdowns. And it definitely showed improvement in confidence and technique levels that I never anticipated when we first started Zoom classes. However, rehearsals on Zoom almost had the opposite effect. Whereas we were concentrating on the technique of all of our parts and the choreography for each individual part, I think we all lost confidence of where we are in our parts. The spatial awareness was just not there. You didn't know where people were. And we lost the confidence in our roles and in our performance. As the situation with the virus and the lockdowns and restrictions eased off and things got better and easier for us, we still were looking for a place to rehearse. We wanted to go back indoors.
And guess what?
Huh?
Other news.
Uh-huh.
We can use a heart.
Yes! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god, we can use them all! Question number 1.
Yes.
Does that mean I can have access to it like the week before?
So we should be able to have access to it. I'm going to confirm that this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to send a message into the exec chat to just say, obviously you've given the go-ahead that I can use the hut to do our ballet performance. Can I just confirm, is the hut free this date to this date, so that we could go in, do practice if we need to, put our set up, you know, and everything. Cool.
Thanks to the Scouts, classes resumed in the hut and rehearsals were added on. We met twice a week for rehearsals, once a week for ballet class. It all worked so smoothly all of a sudden. It was, a whole new experience. All of the things we had learned from being outdoors, and of course the sheer fact that we had done this for, by that point, almost 2 years, it worked well. We knew we were ready to bring that on stage. We set a date and everything was geared up for it. And life happened, of course. Dancers had coronavirus. Dancers' family members had coronavirus. Family issues happened and needed to be dealt with. We had no choice. After all of this time, we had to postpone again. It gave us an extra 4 months of rehearsals, but we were ready. We were ready to perform this. We were ready to put this behind us. We were ready to finally have the grand finale of performing Cinderella on a stage, indoors, with an audience. So here we are. It finally happened. And if nothing else, this is the new and reimagined true Cinderella story of the Luton Community Ballet. So this time around, I will go, don't look at the curtain, just listen to the music.
Just dance, yeah.
Just dance,
yeah.
Right? That's what I'm going to do.
The nerves haven't kicked in just yet. I'll replace it. Is that alright? You don't mind, do you?
No, I don't
It's very grand. It's brilliant.
Colour-wise, better than the other one.
Yeah, the other one kept falling off.
Okay. See what you mean. Oh, now I get it. Quickly, because we are meant to start 5 minutes ago.
And then what I do, you'll follow me in.
Yay! You alright?
Didn't miss a bit of it. I just do another one though.
Oh, you joking? No, you only get one.
Just wanted to wish you all good luck. There you go. There's my airplane quote for you, just to get you all going.
This has hopefully warmed up your clapping muscles, since I would like you to all cheer loudly, laugh heartily.
Behind you.
That's gonna happen, isn't it? And clap frantically whenever you like what you see. And at the end, I promise you, the wonderful dancers of the Luton Community Ballet will deserve a standing ovation and the loudest applause Luton has ever heard. On that note, thank you all for coming and enjoy the show!